it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and today is I have some really fun things to talk about. I want to welcome everyone into my yarn room. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new, I hope you like what you see here. Please hit the subscribe, the like, the thumbs, all those things. The little bells so you know when I put up another video. I'm trying to get more of them out. And for those of you that I have been around for a while, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it so very much. I have some things, some really fun things to show you. I went to a garage sale, and I'm going to save that part of it for a little bit towards the end. But I have some really cool things to show you. First, I want to talk about Knit Happens. My project with Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. She double dog dared like a year ago, more than a year ago, to do this blanket. It's a knit blanket. And I was up for the challenge because I've always wanted to learn to knit since, you know, maybe 2 years after learning to crochet. I'm like, gosh, I would like to learn to knit. There's so many beautiful things you can make if you can knit. Not that there aren't plenty of beautiful things to make as crocheted, but I love knitted sweaters and I want to be able to knit a sweater. I'm not to that point yet. I haven't even finished a first blanket, which blankets would be a lot easier than a sweater. So I am making, along with Mad Mimi and other people who, some of them were really big overachievers and finished immediately. This is a fall color chunky blanket knitting pattern from Mama in a Stitch. And this is, yeah, can you see it? So that's the pattern. That's like a better close-up of what it looks like, or supposed to look like. Mine does not look like that. It is coming along to have a similar resemblance in some areas. We committed to 3. Laura wanted to do more, but I couldn't keep up, so she changed her pace to 3 rows per week, and now we've increased it to 4 just because the breakdown works out better and it gets it done faster, and I'm able to keep up with that. So I appreciate her doing that for me. And I am a very, very, very beginning knitter, so I am using this book, Knit 101, the ultimate step-by-step guide for beginners. I think I got this at Ollie's, but it has like step-by-step pictures of how to purl, how to knit, how to do cast-ons, and it shows you in the double cast-on. Let's see, it's very, very, very basic, which is what I need, but it teaches you the, like, here's the purl stitch, and then here's the continental purl stitch. I'm not quite sure which I'm doing. I might be doing a combination. I don't know. It's working for me, whatever it is that I'm doing. I finally have it mostly figured out. I know that when I knit, I start with my needles, my working needle on the back, and when I purl, it's on the front. Knitting goes bottom up, purl goes top down. Don't ask me anything else because I am not gonna know. I am using a yarn called Yarn Bees Lots of Dots. It was a clearance yarn. I don't believe they have it anymore. The color I'm using is Dewdrops. I'm using 10mm circular bamboo knitting needles. Look, I sound like a crocheter, don't I? I sound like I have a clue what I'm talking about. It's a real good fake job. I do know the yarn, that I understand. It is a 5-weight bulky, and it is really nice. Now that I have worked with it, I had never worked with it before I bought it on clearance, because you know me, I am the clearance sale shopper. I love Hobby Lobby clearance. I live for their clearance sales. And by the way, if you are near a Hobby Lobby, historically in the past, now they did a major reset this year where they eliminated like aisles worth of yarn. Many yarns that I think everybody totally loved, I know I totally loved, that they aren't carrying all, are carrying very limited quantities of, like Rainbow Rhapsody. I don't think they carry that yarn at all anymore. Their hand-dyed section went to very small part of hand-dyed yarns. Just mostly there. Now I haven't been in a minute. I was there for the clearance, and I guess I'm kind of a fair weather fan. I only come back when I absolutely need something or it's clearance. But historically in the past, they have done this June. They clear out anything that they're not going to carry anymore, any colors that they're not going to carry anymore of their yarn selection, or yarns that they're not going to carry at all anymore, that they're going to change what they're carrying, or yarns that they're not going to carry for the summer or whatever. They do this big clearance, and it's like 75% off all their yarn. So this yarn was $5.49 at the original price, and when I purchased it, it was $1.37. So that's a huge savings, and I go to town. And I try to hit every Hobby Lobby that I can to find yarns that I find out I really like. That being said, I did that a couple of times, and I have shared with my friends, but now I have an abundance of yarns. Never too much yarn, but I have quite a bit that's overflowing my tiniest room in the house room. That's my yarn room. And so now I have to be very, you know, it has to be a really good, like 75% off kind of deal, or it has to be something that I need. Except for I did go a little crazy this past month. Hobby Lobby had their clearance sale early this year because they're doing this major store reset, and they aren't carrying as much yarn as they used to. And they did that in April, which usually it's in June. This month I needed yarn for the blankets that I make, or well, last month, because now it's August. But in July, Chloe asked me to make blankets for her and her dorm roommates in school, and I needed more yarn for that. I just didn't have enough of the colors that I wanted. So I had to go yarn shopping, and then I hit a really good garage sale from my friend Rosalie from Yarn It Out, who took her channel down. And then there were a couple of mystery bags I just really wanted to try. So I kind of went crazy in July. And so I'm going to back off again. It's not that I don't like yarn shopping. That's the problem. I love yarn shopping, and I'm busting at the seams in my room. So I'm trying to be very mindful of my yarn purchases. But historically, there is a small clearance sale at Hobby Lobbies sometime in June, where they start going through the yarns and anything that and so the spring sale, which generally is in June, is like, we're not going to carry, when they got rid of this yarn, Sweet Divinity, which are not, yeah, nice yarn. Don't know why they cleared it out. The Dots yarn, I don't know why they cleared it out. It's nice yarn. Probably just wasn't selling enough. Maybe people weren't buying this because it's in this friggin' donut that everybody hates. Yarn companies, don't put yarn in donuts. These things do not stack well. They do not store well, and they're a pain in the rear end. So just my FYI to the yarn companies, who I'm sure watch my channel on a regular basis and will heed everything that I say. But anyway, in June they do this major, we're not going to sell this yarn anymore. We're not going to sell this color of this yarn anymore. And then in August they do another, historically, I don't know if they're going to do it this year after the big, you know, whole reset that they did in April. But historically, they go through the yarns that they're gonna carry for the rest of the year, and they clear out anything in each store that they have of a dye lot that's been discontinued. So this yarn was cleared out last year in June, but the year before that I bought some of it, where, and maybe even in this color, where they weren't carrying that exact dye lot anymore because they do use yarns with dye lots at Hobby Lobby. So they're not going to carry this dye lot. So if they have one or two of those skeins with that dye lot in them, they clear them out at 75% off. So then you're getting one or two offs. One skein wonders. I have a lot of that yarn. You see, well, I don't know where any is in there, but I do buy that yarn because I make amigurumis. You can make a hat. You can add it. I do a lot of blankets and well, blankets mostly that are multiple colors, and so one skein is fine. My luck of the draw, I love doing luck of the draw, and it's one skein of this, one skein of that. Depending on how big of a project you're going to make, you might need two skeins of the same color, except for your base color. That's a whole nother, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with you, but if you like to, you do multiple colors in your blanket, one skeins are okay. If you want to do multiple colors in your sweater, one skeins are okay. And so when you're getting yarn that's $5.50 for, $1.40, you got to buy that. So that's what I do. And that's how I came across this yarn and that tangent. I'm finished with that rabbit hole that we went down. Anyway, this is my Double Dog Dare. Thank you, Miss Lala, for making me do this. Double Dog Dare fall cuddler blanket. It's not going to be the biggest blanket, but it might not be big enough even for Boggy Creek, but it's not perfect, and I am going to keep it for myself because it's not perfect. And yet I like it very much. And I'll be darned, now that I'm looking at it, I thought I did this whole section correctly, but I did not, because these first rows, now that I can see it better, are supposed to look like this. And oh no, wait, because there was a section. No, that might be right. I don't know. None of it is like ever completely right in this blanket, but it's soft and squishy, and it's going to keep me warm in the wintertime. And I really love the yarn because it's soft and squishy, and it would be a great sweater yarn. It's just nice and lovey. So this is the blanket, and as I said, it's not perfect, but the bottom part is really not perfect because that was, the first, my first attempts. And now this is what it looks like now, and we're just gonna go from there. I don't know what it was I mean, I got a little bit of a picture of it to know what it's supposed to look like. Mine isn't like that, but it is my first attempt at knitting, and I have learned I cannot recognize on the hook, on the needles, if I am performing a knit or a purl. Because it doesn't click in my brain. But I know afterwards, like a row or two later, oh, I did that wrong. Which at the beginning I didn't know. So I do know now what it's supposed to look like. But I couldn't look at this and tell you, oh, this is a knit or this is a purl. I can't look at this and tell you which is the front and which is the back. Because I just don't know the stitches that well. But that's okay. You learn as you go. When I first started crocheting, I didn't know the front and the back of that either. Right side, wrong side, whatever. And I had a stitch marker, but it somehow got on the wrong side, I think. But that's okay too. So I took it out. I had a little safety pin. I had this little tiny safety pin, and I thought I pinned it through a couple of rows so that it wouldn't spin around. It spun around somehow. It didn't work. So I don't know which is the right side and which is the wrong side. And like I said, it really doesn't matter. I'm getting the stitches as I work on them, and I'm really loving my blankie. So this has been a 15-minute video, and this was going to be the short part of it. But probably the next part is going to be the short part of it. Well, no, next. And you know what? I'm probably going to make 2 videos. So this is the knit blanket. I'm not going to show you the blanket that I made, that I'm making for Chloe. I added like 1 or 2 rows for it of the pink one today. And that's all the knitting and crocheting that I got done over the weekend. We were at the camper. We had a trivia night on Friday night, and then we had a campfire at our campsite. And so there wasn't much time for anything else after we got there. Then on Saturday, I went to the flea market early in the morning with my friend, and we went to a garage sale, a couple of garage sales. I got some stuff. And then in the evening, we went to another campground to visit a friend of ours who used to be in our campground and has moved to a new campground that they have family at, and it's more kid-friendly, where her 8-year-old daughter would have more people to play with. And so it's working out really well for them, and I'm really happy for them. So we spent Saturday, I was shopping, then I was preparing, because we brought a dish, we had a potluck, and I brought a fruit tray, so I was chopping up a bunch of fruits, and then I took a nap so I wouldn't be tired. Then we went, and then we came home, and it was late, so there wasn't any, I did not pick up a hook or a needle at all, I don't think, on Saturday. And then I crocheted this morning before we left. I had some coffee with my husband out on the deck, and we bought new deck furniture at the garage sale. One of the garage sales I went to, they had this really nice, which I did not take a picture of, wicker furniture. I was going to do a crochet at the camper crochet video this morning, but then we had neighbors come over, and well, I figured I would do it when, anyway, people came by, and then we decided to leave, and so, I mean, not because the people came by, but I wasn't sure. I thought we might stick around there today, and then I would do a camper crochet and show you the new furniture that I bought. You'll have to see it next weekend. But I got, it looks like wicker, but it's, that plastic, but the round plastic, the nice wicker, that's not real wicker, that doesn't poke you, with cushions on it. Nice, thick, soft cushions. 3-piece set, a love seat, and 2 chairs. She had it marked down to $50, and I got it for $40. You guys, it's fabulous. I can't wait to show it to you. Anyway, so I bought that, and then I bought one other thing, and I'm going to show you that in the next video, so you're going to have to watch out for it, because this one's getting a little bit long, and I want to show you something else first. The 2 things. So my daughter-in-law, I left the other blanket outside. My daughter-in-law, I told you, was going to make me buttons to go with the blankets, so I can button the blankets together. I have some of the yarn in here, so I'll show you the colors of the yarn that I have in here. I'll show you the blue, because the blue will stand out best of all. So she made these buttons for me. They are 2-inch buttons. And here's the first one. Case, Western. Can you see it? There we go. I know I hope there's not too bad of a glare. There you go. Western. Oops, one more. There's sparkly in the white. Reserve. And University. So, there you go. So these go with the blue yarn. Hold on, where is the blue yarn? This is going to be the border. So these are going to go on the border. Backwards. There. I know they keep getting a glare from my window. Here you go. So look at how well she matched those colors. So the border is going to be like 2 rows of extended half double crochet, and these buttons are going to hold it together, and it's going to look so great, isn't it? She did such a good job. So I got the blue, here's the purple, here is the yellow. Let's see, let me get it out. Just wanted to show you the color. The yellow. I don't want you to get the glare. If I go straight into the camera, you get glare. I love the sparkle in the white. the color match, she did such a great job. I'm really impressed with the color match that she did. And let me grab one. Here's a pink one. And they do match really, really well to the colors. The pink might be a little bit off. It's not quite as bright, I think, as the, but it's a variegated yarn. So, you know, there's different colors of pink since I'm using Red Heart Super Saver. Let me grab this bag I dropped on the floor. Since I'm using Red Heart Super Saver Ombre, you get all the colors. And so I told her it didn't have to be a perfect match, but I think she did really, 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 really well. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, Amber. I'm so appreciative. And she has a business card. It's called AM Love Creations. AM Love Creations at GoDaddySites.com. So if you want to take a picture of that, if you wanted to have anything made like buttons out of resin, here is her card. And she also she surprised me with this. Isn't this adorable? It is it's like a tray, but I'm gonna stick it up here so it'll be in my videos. And it says at Charmgrammy Crochet. So I'm so thrilled with that. That's my avatar. I know you guys see it in my bit emojis on my thumbnails sometimes. There she is. We had been yarn sailing. So this is me with my white hair. I'm so excited about it. And she did a wonderful job. And this was a surprise. This was a surprise gift. And so thank you so much, Amber. I do love it very much. And she gave it to me a little bit ago. And but she didn't bring me a business card. I'm like, I'm not going to show it until I have a business card so I can show that as well. So she's trying to do some work on the side. And if you are interested, please look her up. Again, it's AM Love Creations at GoDaddySites.com. So there you go. And I'm going to just put my little buttons in here for now in the tray. How cute is that? I've never worked with resin, so I think she's doing a fabulous job. And I'm real happy to have all of my little resin things and her business card. So that's what I'm going to put in this video. And then I'm going to do another one. Or should I just... It's only 25 minutes now. Not even 25 minutes. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the other thing that I bought that is so cool. Now, you guys might think I'm a total weirdo. Let me put this away because I had it sitting. Now, I bought this with yarn storage in mind. And I'm going to say, Miss Lala, you cannot have it. I know you're going to want one. And you cannot have mine. I'm really sorry. I love you mostest of all. But not as much as I love this. Not really. So I'm going to, let's move it around. And we're going to do some rearranging really quickly. I'm going to pause you so you, if I pause you, I always hit the wrong button. So just close your eyes for a second. I don't know if I can get it back far enough to see it in depth. So I'm going to have to do some movement here. This is a Coke bottle. Coca-Cola. It's got a Cleveland Browns on it. Do you see that, Lala? And it is a Coke bottle shelf. Let's see if we can get you all the way to the floor. It goes four high. And I bought this with the idea of yarn storage. And yarn storage for these. Because these doggone donuts and small yarns don't fit well. And it even holds very well. I was doing some playing around with it. I cleaned it up. It was a little bit dirty. So I washed it all out to hold my yarn. But I'm thinking, you know, these donuts are terrible. But you can sit like this. And I have Well, this one's only 3 in there. I have some that have more in the bag. So I can put a couple of bags, or I can just take it all out of the donuts and just, you know, take them out of the bags and just sit them in here, not in the bags. I'm going to see what works out best. The oddball ones can sit up top. Maybe 4 high, but for sure 3 high. Then I also found that, of course, they can go higher on the top one, but the other shelves will only hold a few. I figure it's going to hold a lot of weight because it was designed to hold bottles of Coke, and that's not, you know, Coca-Cola is not, but the Medalas fit in here. I was thinking even maybe some of my cottons like this, or my sugar wheel cottons, because those are smaller cakes, like my cotton cakes, Comfy Cotton Blend or whatever this is, cotton cakes. This does not work well. This is too big. I could not fit 2 of those in here, but these smaller thin cakes, 3-weight yarns, definitely I could fit. Let me show you. Like this. The thin weight yarns can fit like that. Could probably stack them 3 high if I scrunch them. And it's yarn, it's very scrunchable. And then I can see what's in there. So I'm really loving this. Okay, let me turn it down, point it down a little bit more for you. I'm really loving this for yarn storage. It has casters on the bottom and lots of sections. And if the Coca-Cola stays in there, that's fine. If it doesn't, I don't even care really. Because my idea is not to advertise Coca-Cola, but I loved it for yarn storage. When I saw that, I said to my friend, oh my God, I have to have that. And she's like, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, I'm going to put yarn in it. She says, of course you're going to put yarn in it. I said, what else would you do with that thing? That is fabulous for putting yarn in. And so here it is. It's probably not going to stay in this room. I think it's going to go in the room that my husband uses as his man cave. He got a bedroom and I got a bedroom when the kids moved out. My bedroom became my yarn room. His bedroom became the man cave. But right now, his man cave has tubs of my yarn in it. And I want to be able to give him back his man cave as much as possible. And I think, so this yarn that I'm going to take out of here was in here, here, and here. That's all of my Sweet Divinity, was all in these 3. But I have a lot of sugar wheel cottons that I know will fit in here. Maybe the Rainbow Rhapsody, like 1-weight yarns might fit in here. Depends on how far it goes. But that might allow me, plus the baskets that I took yarn out of, that might allow me to put my 5-weight yarns back in this room. And that's a lot of yarn out of those tubs in his room. So I'm really hoping I'm going to put thin yarns here and maybe be able to take tub yarns out and put them back in the yarn room. So I'm real excited about that. I'm real happy to work on it real quick. And I want to do that today and tomorrow. I am no longer physically working away from home for the law office. I'm going to be doing a few hours a week remotely, but I don't think I have to go in for a little bit on Thursday maybe, or maybe Monday to get the remote access set up. But other than that, I can work at home. So I can work for a little, and then I can yarn for a little, and I can crochet for a little, and I can do my other job for a little. And the casino's only 2, maybe 3 days a week, once in a while. So I think it's going to give me a lot more time to better manage my time and get to what works for me, to be able to do everything that I want to do and spend more time on YouTube, because I miss you guys, and I miss being able to crochet so much. So And that's my plan. And I hope it works out. I hope that works out. But the bottom line is I think this thing is going to work out fabulous. And I'm going to get more yarn in here. Not because I'm buying more yarn. Don't go there. Because I'm not doing that. Hopefully. But you guys, check out the Hobby Lobbies just in case. If you hear of anything or see anything, let me know. Because I will buy the yarn for that. Even though I really shouldn't. But I'm going to. And I don't know if Nancy has announced this, but we're going to do Tuesday Night Lives with Nancy and Lynette. We're going to kind of like take a thing off of Saturday Night Live and do Tuesday Night Lives with with Nancy and Lynette. Or I know we're going to call it Tuesday Night Live. And we're going to do special guests. We have all kinds of really... We're coming up with ideas and more ideas, but we're starting on August 15th. And I think we're going to start on her channel, and we're going to StreamYard it so that we can both be on at the same time. And so that's something new and exciting coming up for both Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too and myself. I think she's already announced it. She talked about announcing it, so I hope she announced it already. And like I said, I think we're going to do the first one is definitely going to be August 15th. And I think we're going to start on her channel. But I'm not 100% sure of that. And then we're going to alternate weeks. Her channel, my channel, her channel, my channel. We're probably going to have guest speakers sometimes. Guest appearances, walk-on guests we're talking about. But we're talking about having like weekly segments as part of it. Like Saturday Night Live has their little skits. Like we're going to have a little segment of this and a little segment of that, and then chat. And if you guys have any thoughts on that, please put that in the comments below. We want it to be a very interactive, time. Like an hour a week. And so we're doing a lot of brainstorming right now. So any brainstorming you guys have would be very advantageous and helpful to us. Because we want to make it someplace that you guys want to go and see and participate in and enjoy. And share the community, if you get my understanding of that. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Watching. If you stayed through the end, thank you so much for doing that. I really and truly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much again. Bye-bye.